The Kansas City Chiefs traded a 3rd round and 6th round pick in this upcoming draft to the New York Giants for wide receiver Kadarius Toney. We're going to go ahead and make him wide receiver number 1, see if we can make him the best wide receiver in all of football. He should be able to do a lot better than he did with the Giants, being that he's actually going to be playing, and he also has a legit quarterback throwing him the ball.
I've heard it since I was in like 7th grade, but it's something that I've kind of embraced.
Kadarius Toney is 81 overall, well, he's technically 80 overall, playing up to 81 overall. Star dev going into his 2nd season. He's 23 years old. I think he's going to do really well in this offensive scheme, especially being the number 1 target. On the defensive side of the ball, I did make George Karlaftis the starting defensive end, and him and McDuffie, their dev traits already been revealed because I simulated every single week to get to the real life point in Madden to match up with what's going on in the real NFL season. So as you can see, we are currently sitting at week 9. It's after the bye week. The Chiefs are 5-2 like they are in real life. So I forced the win and loss on all the games that they actually did win and lose. But obviously, you know, it doesn't do that for all the other games. So the Broncos are 5-3 right now. The Raiders are 1-6. So we're going to go ahead and get to the end of the season and see how things go. Had a pretty good season as expected. Went 12-5, won the division. The Broncos went 10-7. The Chargers went 7-10, and the Raiders went 5-12. See what happened over here in the old statistics. We got the 2nd ranked offense. Very nice. What do we got defensively? 25th, so defense is not looking so great. Patrick Mahomes threw for 4,800 yards, 45 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions, 67% completion with the 113 rating. Definitely in contention for MVP with those stats. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 1,189 yards rushing, 4.8 per carry with 6 touchdowns. That's great production from him. McKinnon had 300 yards and 11 touchdowns in the backup running back spot. Kadarius Toney led the team in yards with 1,366, 21 touchdowns. Holy crap, dude's out here balling for real.
Favorite teammate is Pat Mahomes.
Travis Kelce, 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns. McCole Hardman, 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. Juju Smith-Schuster, 700 yards, 3 touchdowns. Things are looking nice right now for Kadarius Toney. Willie Gay, 121 tackles, led the team. Sacks, Chris Jones had 12.5. Frank Clark, 7.5. And Karlaftis, the rookie, had 4.5. Interceptions, the rookie McDuffie led the team with 3. Justin Reed had 2. Williams had 2. And a couple other guys had 1. Going to be playing against the 10-7 Baltimore Ravens in the wild card round of the playoffs. Somehow the Indianapolis Colts got a number 1 seed, or they got a bye week. So we got the Bengals against the Broncos and the Bills against the Browns. It's a bunch of bees. Playing in Arrowhead Stadium, we jump up to a 7-0 lead in the 1st quarter. 2nd quarter, we were up 14-0. 17-0. 3rd quarter, we were up 20-3, 20-10, 20-17. Baltimore's coming back. We were up 27-17 in the 4th quarter. Baltimore scores. It's a 3-point game. We're up by 10 in the 4th, and we won the game by 3 points in the 4th quarter. It was a way closer game than I thought. Going to the next round, going against the 12-5 Bengals in the divisional round of the playoffs. They beat the Broncos 34-20, and on the other side, we got the Colts against the Bills. Playing in Kansas City yet again, we're losing 3-0 in the 1st. Now it's tied 3-all. We're losing 10-3 in the 2nd. We're losing 17-3 in the 2nd. What the heck is going on, man? We finally scored a touchdown. It's 24-10 in the 3rd. 24-17. We're still losing, and it's 24-20. We're down by 4. Now we're getting blown out. 38-20. 41-20 in the 4th quarter. What the heck? Final score: we lost 48-27. Must have been some turnovers or something. Looking at the stats from that game we just lost, Joe Burrow had a game. He threw 315 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception with a 118 rating. Patrick Mahomes still had a great game, but he did throw 2 interceptions, so I'm assuming that probably had a lot to do with the fact that we didn't score as much as we should have. Any fumbles on the running side? No. Bengals beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl 45-38 to win their first ever Super Bowl. Tyler Boyd, the wide receiver, won Super Bowl MVP for the Bengals. Joe Burrow won MVP of the regular season with the Bengals. Nick Sirianni won Coach of the Year with the Eagles. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Garrett Wilson won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Jets. And Devin Lloyd won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Jaguars. I decided to come and check out the season stats for receivers since Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year. I wanted to see what was going on because Kadarius Toney had an insane season. You can see Cooper Kupp had 1,700 yards. He only had 18 touchdowns, which is great, but Kadarius Toney had 3 more. But yeah, Cooper Kupp had like 350 yards more, so I guess that's why they decided to go with him instead of Kadarius Toney. Quarterback Chad Henne retired after 15 years, and defensive end Carlos Dunlap retired after 13 years. We got $53 million in cap space. I don't think I'm going to bring Smith-Schuster back. We have some other receivers that we can roll with, and I don't want to pay him all that money and him not be the number one receiver since we got Kadarius Toney. Do want to bring Orlando Brown back. He wants 3 years, $44 million. 27 years old, 82 overall, scheme fit with star dev. I'm just going to offer him that deal and see what he says. He can't wait to come back. McCole Hardman, I do want to bring him back. He can be our number 2 receiver. 25 years old, 82 overall, star dev. He doesn't have a lot of interest, but at the same time, I don't want to pay him ridiculous money. Let's go with the 4-year low-risk offer and see what he says. He's coming back. All right, that was the most I was willing to offer him. I'm going to bring the punter back for sure. 2 years, $4.4 million. He's coming back. I'm going to bring Juan Thornhill back. 3 years, $17 million. He's 27 years old. He's only a 78 overall, but he does have star dev, so hopefully he has a great season and he can break out to like superstar. He's coming back. I think that's pretty much going to be it. Looking at the team salaries to see where I can cut some cap space. I think I'm going to release Frank Clark. He's on the last year of his 2-year deal. He's 30 years old and he's down to a 75 overall with normal dev. Last season he was a 77 overall, so he's starting to fall off pretty quick. And he's going to end up making $28 million this year. What the heck? So we're going to have a penalty of $19 million, but that's fine. I'd rather just move on and get somebody younger in there that can develop. He's going to be the only one that I cut for now. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to go ahead and release wide receiver Valdes-Scantling as well. He's 28 years old. He still has 2 years left on his deal, but I'm going to go ahead and release him and save $7 million. That way we can get Sky Moore involved into the offense. We only really need 3 receivers, so Sky Moore would just be sitting here wasting away when he still has 3 years left on his rookie deal, and we can be developing him. So Valdes-Scantling, see you later, alligator. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. I think we're pretty much set in all the positions. Right tackle is the lowest. He's a 69 overall, but he does have star dev and he's pretty young still. So running back, we're still good. Eller had a good season, and we got Pacheco to back him up now since we let the other running back go. And then we got Scott Moore, Hardman, and Kadarius Toney is 87 overall with superstar dev. Got a big old jump after getting that 21 touchdown season last year. Defensively, where we're going to have to focus at. We need a defensive tackle for sure, defensive end for sure, and try to get some help at outside linebacker possibly. But we for sure need a cornerback 3. Free agency, I did the best that I could. I'm bringing William Jackson in at cornerback. He's a 80 overall with star dev. He's a scheme fit. He's 30 years old, so he's going to be regressing, but I got him on a 1-year deal. Also, the same thing with these other guys. Sheldon Rankins, 1-year deal. Sean Robinson, a 1-year deal. Trying to get guys that are scheme fits and they're actually interested in coming to the team. We got $14 million left in cap space, so I really couldn't do anything else. I wanted to show y'all the draft class real quick before anything happens. We're still sitting in the first round with pick 1. I'm not going to make any ridiculous trades or anything, but I just wanted y'all to see that we got Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, so I did get the real draft class that's coming up. We got pick number 28, so I'm just going to go to pick 28 and see who we can get there. Here in the first round, pick 28 is where we're at. I'm not seeing anybody that I want, and I don't want to waste the first round pick on someone that's not worth it. I have a bunch of corners fully scouted because I was focusing on that to try to get us a better corner, but all the corners that I've fully scouted are really not good at all. So I'm going to go ahead and trade the pick away for a first round pick from the Niners next year and a 4th round pick next year, and then pick up a 3rd round pick this season. All right, here in the 2nd round, pick 28, I'm going to draft this defensive tackle, Keandre Coburn. He's a power rusher. This dude is freaking huge. He's 6'2", 343 pounds from Texas. He has decent speed, great strength, great change of direction, good acceleration. So he's coming to the Chiefs. Normal dev, 91 strength. In the 3rd round, pick 28 again. I'm going to draft this cornerback, Emmanuel Forbes. He's a man-to-man scheme fit from Mississippi State. Got him 100% scouted and he's true 3rd to 4th round talent. We're in the third round, almost in the 4th round, so it's a perfect time to draft him. He has decent speed. I mean, he doesn't look like he's an amazing athlete, but he has A catching, A kick return, normal dev, 89 speed. We got another 3rd round pick here, pick number 31 that we traded for from the 49ers. I'm going to draft this free safety, Javarius Owens from Houston. He's a run support. He's 21 years old, 6'1", 198. He has good speed and he has A hit power with C zone coverage. Normal dev, 90 speed. Here in the 4th round, there's a cornerback here that have 100% scouted that was projected to be a 3rd to 4th rounder, but his true talent is 2nd to 3rd rounder. He's a man-to-man scheme fit. I'm gonna go ahead and draft him. Fell through the cracks. Might as well try to get him while we can. He has poor speed though. What the heck? He has great strength, good jumping, great change of direction, but he has poor speed. I wonder how slow he's gonna be. Well, it's the 4th round. I'm gonna go ahead and take a chance on him. He's got hidden dead with 87 speed. Here in the 4th round again, I'm gonna draft this outside linebacker. He's a power rusher, DeMarvion Overshone from Texas. He's 6'4", 268 pounds, 21 years old. He has A pursuit and A tackle. Good speed. I'm gonna draft him right now. Normal dev, 83 speed. Probably end up moving on the defensive end. We have another 4th round pick here. I'm gonna draft this defensive tackle, Brett Johnson from California. He's a run stopper and scheme fit. 22 years old, 6'5", 300 pounds. Taking a chance on him. This is gonna be the last pick that I do, and I'm gonna let the computer do the rest. Normal dev, 88 strength. This is the draft recap here. Apparently it's not the greatest draft I've ever done. It's not necessarily the worst, I guess, but all these guys had normal dev except for Eli Ricks that we drafted in the 4th round. 72 overall, and he does have hidden dev. This guy right here, Brett Johnson, I drafted in the 4th round. He's a 71 overall. He only has normal dev though, but that's a solid pick for a 4th rounder. And then the computer drafted everyone else, and they drafted this tight end, Dalton Kincaid. Apparently someone spent a lot of time working on his avatar up there, his little picture, because it looks way different than everyone else. Well, yeah, I downloaded this draft class off of Madden share files. First time ever using it, so I don't know who did it or whatever. I forgot the name. This is a draft recap for the entire NFL. The Steelers drafted a defensive end, Miles Murphy. He's a 74 overall. The Lions drafted CJ Stroud, 71 overall. Seahawks drafted Willie Anderson. He's an 81 overall. And then Bryce Young went to the Titans with the 80 overall. See who the highest overall in the whole class is. Bijan Robinson, running back from Texas, 82 overall. It's the starting lineup for season 2. Kadarius Toney still has superstar dev. He's playing up to 86 overall, looking for another 20 touchdown season. Patrick Mahomes is 98 with X Factor. Kelsey's a 95 with X Factor. And then at wide receiver 3, we're going to give Sky Moore a chance now in the 2nd season for him. McCole Hardman's 82 with star dev. The offensive line looks beastly, except for the right tackle. I mean, he does have star dev, so maybe he'll develop quickly. Defensively, McDuffie has superstar dev. I didn't even notice that before. But we got Eli Ricks. He's a 72 hidden dev, so I think I'm going to trade William Jackson and make sure that we give Ricks a chance to develop. We still got 4 more seasons to go, so by the end of it, he could be up into the mid-80s with superstar or something. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and trade away William Jackson right now. For some reason, the Seahawks are willing to give me middle linebacker Jordan Brooks. He's an 83 overall and a 7th round pick, so I'm going to make that trade for sure and upgrade our linebacker core a little bit. So I'll move Brooks from middle linebacker to left outside linebacker, and he's a scheme fit, and he's definitely an upgrade over Chenal, who was only a 73 overall. And then we got Ricks over here playing 3rd string corner, and he's going to be playing in the slot. The midseason point, we're not off to a great start. We're 3-3. The Chargers are 5-2. The Broncos are 2-4, and the Raiders are 2-4. See what players we have to negotiate with here. We got $79 million in cap space. Jordan Brooks is up on his deal. Chris Jones, L'Jarius Sneed, Edwards-Helaire. So yeah, we have a few guys here. Definitely want to try to get Chris Jones back. That's the #1 priority. He's 29, X Factor, 94 overall. 2 years, 47 mil. He's coming back. We got 56 million left. Jordan Brooks, I do want to bring him back. He wants 5 years, 65 mil. 25 years old, 84 overall, star dev, scheme fit. I'm out from that deal. Exactly the offer that he wanted. We got 44 million left. L'Jarius Sneed, I do want to bring him back as well. He's 84 overall, scheme fit, 26 years old with star dev. Basically wants 3 years, 30 mil. He's coming back. We got 35 million left. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I'm not too sure if I want to bring him back or not. I turned down his 50-year option because it was probably going to be a lot, which is this 4 years for 18 million is actually pretty cheap compared to that. I'm going to wait till the end of the season on him to see. End of the regular season, we finished 9-8 along with everybody else in the division. They all went 9-8 except for the Broncos, went 8-9. But we did manage to make it into the playoffs somehow. Let's check out this season's stats. We had the 25th ranked offense. What the heck happened? 17th defense. Patrick Mahomes threw for 4,300 yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 67% completion with a 100 rating. I mean, that's a pretty good season from him. Obviously, we were hoping to get like 40 touchdowns a year out of him because he's the greatest quarterback in the NFL. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, 3.9 per carry. Pacheco had 10 touchdowns as well, 3.2 per carry. Receiving, Kadarius Toney barely had anything. What the heck? Travis Kelce, 900 yards, 7 touchdowns. Kadarius Toney, 800 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's still a good season, but last season he put up 21 touchdowns. Sky Moore, 800 yards, 9 touchdowns. McCole Hardman, 600 yards, 5 touchdowns. Defensively, Nick Bolton led the team in tackles with 125. 17 TFLs for Chris Jones. Sacks, Chris Jones had 10. DeMarvion Overshown had 4. There's a rookie that I drafted in like the 4th round or something. Rankins had 3. Robinson had 3. Jordan Brooks had 2 interceptions. McDuffie had 2. L'Jarius Sneed had 2. Thornhill had 2. The rookie cornerback Eli Ricks had 1. And against the 13-4 Patriots in the playoffs. We also have the Titans against the Bills, the Raiders against the Ravens, and the Bengals had a bye week. Playing in New England in the wild card round, first quarter, we're losing 3-0. Second quarter, still 3-0. Now we're losing 10-0. Now we're losing 17-0. Finally scored. Now it's 17-14, 3-point game. Now they scored 20-14. We're losing 20-17 in the fourth. Now we're winning by 4 in the fourth. 24-20. Now it's 27-20. And of course they scored, and of course it's going overtime because it always does. And it looks like the Patriots won. Freaking crap. Their second Super Bowl in a row, 21-7 against the Eagles. Joe Burrow won Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen won MVP of the regular season with the Bills. Zach Taylor won Coach of the Year with the Bengals. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Nick Bosa won Defensive Player of the Year with the 49ers. Bijan Robinson won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Dolphins. Will Anderson won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Seahawks. We have $47 million in cap space. I think I'm going to move on from Edwards-Helaire and try to get a legit running back. I mean, I know that he's really good in real life. He's decent, you know, Madden, whatever. He's only 5'7", 205 pounds, so I'm going to move on and see if we can get a legit #1 running back. These other guys were all like 1-year patches. Willie Gay jumped up to star dev. He's 26 years old. He's still only 74, but he wants 2 years, almost 10 mil. That's not bad. Save a little bit of money right here with the starter. He wants to go to free agency. All right, never mind. I take back everything I ever said about you. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. I think the offensive line is looking freaking good. Dooney's up to a 90 with superstar. Pacheco's a 77 overall. I mean, if we had to, we could roll with him at running back, but obviously I'm going to upgrade the position if possible. Kadarius Toney, the man, the myth, the legend, is an 88 overall superstar. Sky Moore's up to a 78. Hardman's up to an 85. So I think the offense is looking good besides the running back. Defensively, I guess we could roll with Johnson at defensive tackle if we needed to. We just drafted him. Definitely needed another defensive end. We need like some pass rushers, like legit pass rushers out here that can get us some sacks because we need sacks bad. Could roll with Chenal at outside linebacker. And we still got Brooks brought back on a deal. He's up to superstar dev. Reed's at 83 with star. Thornhill's at 79 with star. Their morale's not looking good because we need to win games. But L'Jarius Sneed's at 84 with star. McDuffie still has superstar. He's at 83. So yeah, we need us a defensive end for sure and a running back for sure. And we could use a defensive tackle too if possible. We got us a legit defensive tackle, DJ Reader. He is a 87 overall star. Scheme fit, 30 years old. Montez Sweat, getting him at defensive end. He's a scheme fit, 84 overall star dev, 27 years old. And I'm going to do an experiment here. I got Laviska Shenault, the wide receiver. He was like a 78 overall wide receiver. But I looked at his stats and I moved him to running back because he's actually bumped up to 83, scheme fit, star dev. Receiving back. He's 6'1", 227 pounds. He's only 25 years old, so he still has some years to develop. He has 88 speed, so he's faster than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His speed was only 86. He also has 84 break tackle, 78 trucking, which is pretty good for a wide receiver. So I was like, let me see what happens if I put him at running back. He has 89 juke move, 83 spin move, 86 change of direction, and also he was a wide receiver, so that means that he can catch. So that's why he's a good receiving scheme fit. So we're gonna see how this goes. Here in the draft, I'm gonna trade for first round pick number 2. We have 2 first round picks this year because we traded our first round pick last year to get our first round pick this year, plus a couple other picks. So I'm trading my 2 first rounders and a second rounder next year to trade up for this defensive tackle that I have 100% scouted. He is a true top 5 talent. Derek McDonald, probably Aaron Donald's brother or something, or cousin or nephew, I don't know, but he's a top 5 talent, 100% scouted. Power rush, scheme fit, 23 years old, coming out of Auburn. He has great to good and everything, except for acceleration is solid. He has A's and B's and everything, so here we go. Hit and dev, 90 strength, 76 speed. I'm gonna draft this safety Ben Vasquez from Texas A&M. He's a hybrid. He's 5'11", 225 pounds, 21 years old. He has elite agility, great speed, great strength. He has the fastest 40-yard dash. He has B-man coverage, and his zone is between A to C. We only got him 50% scouted, so we're taking a chance. Normal dev, 92 speed. Here in the 3rd round, I'm going to take a chance on this middle linebacker, Marquise Burke. He's a run stopper, so if he's good, I'll move him to outside linebacker. He has good speed, good strength. I mean, we're just taking a chance, taking a flyer. He has B hit power, B play rec. Normal dev, 86 speed is pretty fast though. Checking out the draft recap, first round pick, McDonald is a 77 overall. Dude looks like a freaking beast. He has hidden dev. He's got 90 strength, 83 tackle, 76 speed. He's got 78 hit power. Second round pick, safety Ben Vasquez is a 76 overall. Definitely was not expecting that, but I will take it for sure. Now we're gonna have to figure out if we want to start him over Juan Thornhill or something like that. Computer drafted the rest of the guys. There was no more hidden devs. So linebacker I drafted Burke is only a 68 overall, but I'm gonna move him to outside linebacker. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right now and see if his overall goes up or not. Jumps up to a 70. Nice. What the team is looking like for the start of season 3. Mahomes is up to a 98 with X Factor. Kadarius Toney is playing up to 88 with Superstar. We got Chenault moving over to running back, doing an experiment. He's an 83 overall star with scheme fit. The offensive line looks freaking nasty. Defensively, we got to think some things through here. I think I'm going to move McDonald to defensive end and start him over here, and then trade Carl Laftis. I've had Carl Laftis starting at defensive end for a couple of years now. I had him coming in to be a pass rusher, and he's only got 4.5 sacks, 2 sacks, so not really getting great production from him, and he doesn't seem to be developing. He's been hovering around 80 the whole time. So I think I'm going to trade Carl Laftis away, make McDonald the starter over here, and then at safety, the guy that we drafted in the 2nd round, he's a 76 overall with normal dev, but I think I'm going to make him the starter over Juan Thornhill and go ahead and trade Thornhill away as well. Falcons had a lot of interest in Carl Laftis and Thornhill, so they gave me a 2nd round pick for him. Okay, after making those trades, here's what we're looking like on defense. We got McDonald starting at left end, and we got Vasquez starting at free safety. Maybe one of them can win Defensive Rookie of the Year and jump their dev trade up. We're actually off to a good start. We're 5-2, second in the division to the 6-1 Raiders. The Broncos are 2-5, and the Chargers are 1-6. We got $45 million in cap space. We need to bring back our center. We might need to bring back DJ Reader. I'm probably gonna wait till the end of the year and see if he regresses a little bit. We gotta bring Kadarius Toney back. He's the #1 priority. 25 years old. He's an 88 overall with Superstar. He doesn't have a lot of interest in coming back, so I'm going to do a very player-friendly deal, 6 years. He's coming back. He's excited to return. Creed Humphrey, 26 years old. We only got 29 million left, so we're going to have to be careful here. He wants 37 million. All right, we'll offer it to him. He's coming back. We got 17 million left. Definitely want to bring Nick Bolton back for sure. Offer him this deal. We got 7.5 mil or 7.15 mil left. The kicker wants 3 years, 13 million. Wow. Trey Smith, the right guard, 4 years, 39 million. Yeah, we're starting to run out of money. Dang, we need to get Justin Reed too. Ouchie. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure something out at the end of the season. Hopefully we win the Super Bowl this year, because we're gonna have to do a lot of changeover on the team. We finished 13-4, won the division, and also got the best record in the AFC, so we're getting a bye week. Let's check out what happened over here with the season stats. We got the 10th ranked offense, so better than last year. Defensively 3rd. Heck yeah, that's what I like to see. Mahomes threw for 4,700 yards, 42 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 71% completion with a 119 rating. That's the Patrick Mahomes that we know right there. Let's see, Chenault didn't do so great at running back, 3.6 per carry, 800 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pacheco came in and had 11 rushing touchdowns. Receiving, Travis Kelce led the team with 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. Kadarius Toney, 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns as well. Sky Moore, 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. Hardman, 800 yards, 4 touchdowns. Chenault had 40 catches for 348 yards. So the Chenault experiment might be dead. Nick Bolton led the team in tackles with 110. Sweat had 16 TFLs. Jones had 14. The rookie McDonald had 10. Sacks, Chris Jones led the team with 15.5. Sweat had 12.5. That's what we paid him for. Reader had 4, and the rookie had 3.5. Bolton had 3.5. Mathis had 1. McDuffie led the team in interceptions with 3. Eli Ricks had 2. Justin Reed had 2. Bolton had 1. Let's see, did that rookie have 1 yet? Ben Vasquez had 1. We'll be playing against the 10-7 Bengals in the divisional round of the playoffs. We also have the Ravens against the Titans. Playing in Kansas City, we're down 7-0 in the first. 14-0, come on, what the heck? 14-3. We're losing in the second. 21-3. What is going on here? 28-10, 31-10 in the second quarter. Now it's the third quarter, 31-10, 31-17 in the fourth. We're losing 45-17. Defense didn't show up. The offense didn't show up. We got blown out. 48-30 is the final score. Dang it. Let's beat the Titans in the Super Bowl 38-17 to win their second Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts won Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson won MVP of the regular season with the Ravens. Nick Sirianni won Coach of the Year with the Eagles. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year with the Rams. TJ Watt won Defensive Player of the Year with the Steelers. We only have $14 million in cap space to try to re-sign players, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to bring DJ Reader back or Harrison Butker. I do want to bring Justin Reed back and Trey Smith, but it looks like I might have to settle with just one. I think the more important player is probably going to be Justin Reed. It's hard to find a good strong safety. He's 85 overall, 28 years old with star dev. We'll go ahead and offer him a 4-year deal. See if he accepts it. He wants to go to a new team. How much does it cost to franchise tag him? $19 million. All right, never mind on that. Well, Trey Smith, you want to come back to the team, bro? He's coming back, so now we only got $3 million left, so we're gonna have to figure out something. Defensive tackle and safety and kicker and punter. This is what the team is looking like before free agency and the draft. Kadarius Toney's up to a 92 with superstar, and I think we might just have to roll with the players that we have. I'm gonna try to figure out something about right tackle. Who's this, Strongberg? Maybe we can move him to right tackle. Let's see what happens. He looks like he's a pass protector, scheme fit. Oh no, never mind. That's what the scheme fit is for the actual center. Let's see what his overall is when we move him to right tackle. Well, he's actually a 73 at right tackle, which is better than Kennard, and he's a scheme fit, so we might have to do that since we have no money left. And we might have to roll with Chenault at running back, even though the experiment basically failed. We don't have any money to make changes, so we're gonna have to go with Johnson at defensive tackle. We're gonna have to keep Vasquez at safety, which is what I was planning on doing anyway. So I was hoping he was gonna jump up to star dev, but he's up to a 78, and we might have to roll with Cook at strong safety. And McDuffie's up to 87 with superstar, and McDonald only has star dev. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna go to the draft and see if we can do something there with players that we draft, but that's basically our only option. Also, I just realized that Brooks is up to X Factor. Nice. The only thing I was able to do in free agency was sign a kicker and a punter. That's basically the cheapest ones that were available. We got $70,000 in cap room left, so we're tapped out. We are empty on them pockets. First round, we have pick number 28. We're going to draft this strong safety, Tavares Moreland. He's a run support scheme fit. He's got him 100% scouted. He's a true first round talent. He's 22 years old, 5'11", 221 pounds. He has solid speed, elite strength. He's not really like a big time athlete, but he's coming to the team. Normal dev, crap. 87 speed, crap. Here in the second round, I'm going to draft this running back, Kerry Bayless. He's a receiving back scheme fit. Only got him 50% scouted, but he's a top fit for us. He's 6 foot, 187 pounds out of Auburn. He has elite change of direction, elite jumping, good speed. It's coming to the Chiefs. He has hidden dead with 91 speed. That might save us from Chenault experiment that I did. Third round, I'm going to draft this outside linebacker, Andrew Van Dyke. He's a run-stopping, scheme fit, 23 years old, 6'2", 238 pounds. He has elite acceleration, good change of direction with great speed. He's coming to the team. He's got hidden dead with 84 speed. I'm going to draft this left tackle, Will Donnell. He's a power scheme fit, 6'8", 327 pounds. It doesn't look like he's amazing, but I mean, he has great change of direction, good speed, great strength, so that's not really bad. Taking a chance on him. He's got normal dead with 89 strength. If he's good enough, he could start for us at right tackle. As Moreland, the safety, is a 75 overall, so he's actually a pretty decent overall. Sucks that he only has normal dead, but probably end up making him the starter his first season. Running back I drafted in the second round, Kerry Bayless, is only a 72 overall, but he does have hidden dev, so I'm gonna have to debate if I want to start him at running back or not. And then Van Dyke is a 69 overall outside linebacker with hidden dev. Might end up making him the starter over on the, I think, right outside linebacker spot over Chenault or whatever that dude's name is. I forgot his name. Let's check out the entire NFL draft. I forgot to show it last season. Highest overall is a 76 overall linebacker. Doesn't look like it was really a top-heavy draft. There's a bunch of 75s, a lot of 75s. This is the starting lineup for season 4. Mahomes is a 99 X Factor. Kadarius Toney's up to a 90 with Superstar. I'm going to go ahead and roll with Chenault at running back and make Bayless the backup running back. Apparently we have some dude that we drafted after that, the real life draft class, and his name is Devontae star. But yeah, the entire offense looks really good. Right tackle is obviously the weak point, but I think we'll be all right. Defensively, we got Jones, we got Brooks, both have X factors. The safety Moreland, I'm gonna go ahead and start him over top of Cook since he's a rookie. I'm gonna go ahead and roll with Chanal, or I don't know how you say his name, at outside linebacker. And we're also going with Johnson at defensive tackle. We're just gonna have to make do with what we have and hope for the best. We are off to a shaky start here at the midseason point. We're at 3-4, but luckily the rest of the division is not doing so great. The Raiders are 3-3, Broncos are 3-4, and the Chargers are 2-5. Let's check out what players we have to negotiate with here. We got 86 million in cap space. Chris Jones, definitely want to bring him back. Travis Kelce's up to 35 years old now. So yeah, we have a few guys we need to bring back. We definitely need to bring back Mitchell Trubisky. I'm just kidding. Chris Jones, 31 years old, superstar X Factor. He wants 1 year, 23 mil. I am going to bring him back, but I'm going to wait till the end of the season because he might regress a little bit. Same thing with Toney, however you say his name, and Kelsey. I'm going to wait till the end of the year. All these guys are getting up there in age, so they're going to start regressing. And I'll probably go ahead and bring back Sky Moore. And maybe, I mean, I do want to, but we got to be careful with the money. I'm going to wait till the end of the year. I'm not going to sign anybody right now. End of the regular season, we managed to make it into the playoffs with a 10-7 record. The Raiders went 11-6, the Broncos went 7-10, and the Chargers went 6-11. We have a one last hoorah here for a veteran player that's probably going to be retiring. Let's see who it's going to be for. Travis Kelce. Oh yeah, that makes sense. 35, so he's going to retire after this year maybe. Travis Kelce has fired up the team 10 plus 10 morale for all players. Checking out the season stats, we had the 14th ranked offense. Defensively, we were ranked 17th, so middle of the road on both sides. Mahomes threw for 4,700 yards, 38 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 66% completion with a 107 rating. That's pretty good production from him. Chenault actually had a pretty good season. He had 1,000 yards, 4.2 per carry. That's pretty good for a wide receiver that converted over to running back. 5 touchdowns. Pacheco had 6. Bayless had 2 rushing touchdowns. Receiving, Travis Kelce had 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. Kadarius Toney was just short of 1,000 yards, had 11 touchdowns. Sky Moore had 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. Hardman, 700 yards, 7 touchdowns. Chenault had 500 yards and 3 touchdowns on 50 catches from the running back spot. Nick Bolton led the team in tackles with 112. Chris Jones had 11 TFLs. McDonald had 10. Montez Sweat led the team in sacks with 12.5. Chris Jones had 9.5. McDonald had 5, and Coburn had 3. L'Jarius Sneed led the team in interceptions with 3. Vasquez had 2. The rookie safety Moreland had 2. Forbes had 2, and a couple other guys had 1. We'll be playing against the 11-6 Houston Texans in the wild card round. We also had the Raiders against the Bengals, the Dolphins against the Colts, and the Ravens had a first round bye week. Playing in Houston in the wild card round, we jump up to a 3-0 lead in the first. We're up 10-0 in the second. 17-0. 17. I meant to say 17. I said 6, 17. 24-0 in the third. Still 24-8 in the fourth quarter. 24-14. 31-14 in the fourth. Can we hold them off? And we get the win. Go into the next round. We got to discuss the results of the previous game with Travis Kelce for the one last hoorah. 2 more wins and we're in the Super Bowl. Coach is like, yeah, it's amazing. Travis Kelce continues to invigorate teammates, plus 10 morale for all players. Going to be playing against the 12-5 Ravens in the divisional round of the playoffs, and we also have the Raiders against the Colts. Playing in Baltimore divisional round, we jump up to a 3-0 lead in the first. Now we're down. Now we're winning 10-7 in the second. Scores changing like crazy. We're up 17-7, 17-10. We're up 24-10. Third quarter, we're still up 31-10 now. 31-17, 34-17, 34-24. Can we hold them off here? 40-24. Looks like we're gonna get the win. 41-31, I think was the final score. It's either 41 or 40. Another discussion for the one last hoorah here. Discussing the results of the game. One more, coach. All we gotta do is one more game, and then we're in the Super Bowl. And the coach is like, "Man, that's freaking awesome! I can't wait." And then they're like, yeah, you get plus 10 morale for all players once again. We're going to be playing against our division rival Las Vegas Raiders, who are 11-6 on the season. In the AFC Conference Championship game, they beat the Bengals 40-35 and the Colts 27-21. On the other side, we have the 49ers against the Seahawks. Playing in Las Vegas, we're up 7-0. It's tied 7-7. We're losing 10-7 in the second. It's tied 10-10. Come on, let's beat these Raiders here in the AFC Championship game. We're up 13-10. Third quarter, we're up 16-10. Now we're up 19-10. Kicking all these freaking field goals. We need touchdowns. We're up 29-17 in the fourth. 36-17. 43-17. We ran away with it in the end. We're going to the Super Bowl. Going to the Super Bowl. Josh McDaniels was like, man, I can't believe this. We recorded their practice and knew exactly what plays they were running, and we still couldn't beat them. Let's see what they have to say about the one last hoorah here. You guys made a heck of a run and now find yourselves on the way to the Super Bowl. What's been the secret ingredient? It's called a secret ingredient for a reason. We're a tight-knit group with our minds set on one thing, becoming champions. Travis Kelce continues to inspire the team, plus 15 morale for all players. Travis Kelce is going to say something to the team before the game starts, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to leave it all out there today, Coach. This is going to be my last game, and I'm ready to do anything I can to get us that trophy. Coach is like, well, you know what? It's been a great honor, and I can't wait for us to lift that trophy up. And he's like, oh, great. Travis Kelce will retire following the Super Bowl. Line up before the Super Bowl to see if anybody changed their dev trait. Looks like on offense, they're all the same. We still don't know what this running back's dev trait is. On defense, what the heck? Look, both the safeties got star dev. Vasquez jumped up to star. Moreland jumped up to star. Johnson is still at normal dev, and then McDuffie lost his superstars down to just star dev. We're going to be playing against the 14-3 San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl. See, they beat the Panthers 24-21, and they beat the Seahawks 52-28. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a high-scoring Super Bowl since we're both putting up a lot of points. Playing in the Super Bowl, it looks like in Atlanta, we're tied 7-7 in the first quarter. We're losing 14-7 in the second. We're down 21-7. Come on, man. 24-7. All right, we need to score some points here. 24-14, 24-21. That's what we need. Keep on scoring. No, not them. We're up 28-27 in the fourth. Can we hold them off? Now we're losing by 2 in the fourth quarter, and we lost the freaking game 30-28, man. What the heck are y'all doing? Gotta discuss the results of the Super Bowl for our one last hoorah here with Travis Kelce. Coach, I wanted the Super Bowl more than anybody in here, but it wasn't meant to be. We made a good run. Thanks for a heck of a ride. Travis Kelce didn't get the storybook ending and has retired from the NFL. Close, but no cigar. 49ers beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl 30-28 to win their 6th ever Super Bowl. Free safety Terrell Burgess won MVP of the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson won MVP of the regular season with the Ravens. Lynn Wagner won Coach of the Year with the 49ers. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year with the Browns. I cannot believe this. We lost Mitchell Trubisky. He retired after 9 years. He will be dearly, dearly, dearly lost, remembered, and felt. Also, we lost Travis Kelce after 12 years. Well, I accidentally simulated past the renegotiation period for our players, so we're going to have to go try to get them back in free agency. But this is what the team is looking like before free agency. Kadarius Toney's up to 93 with Superstar. Well, we're going to have to do something about the offensive line since I wasn't able to re-sign them since I freaking simulated past it. We got Kincaid at tight end, so, I mean, we could use him if we needed to. Defensively, we need to try to get our defensive tackle back. All right, in free agency, I was able to get Chris Jones back at defensive tackle. I'm also getting Sauce Gardner, 91 overall cornerback. He's a scheme fit with star depth, 26 years old. Got Joe Thuney back, 91 overall left guard. I'm also getting Orlando Brown back at left tackle. So mostly the guys that we weren't able to re-sign because I messed up and simulated past it. I'm also getting us a new punter and kicker. We ended up going and snagging George Kittle from the 49ers. I did have to trade 2 first-round picks and a 5th-round pick to make it happen. They were being really greedy and they wanted to get as much as they could for him, but I really wanted to see what George Kittle could do at tight end with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. I simulated the entire draft since it's the final season, and there's really not any good players. The highest is a 71 overall linebacker and wide receiver. None of them have hidden div. Let's check out what the entire draft is looking like though. Number 1 overall pick was a 72 overall left tackle. 78 overall running back is the highest in the draft, and then in the 4th round, the Bills got him a 77 overall defensive tackle. Nice find. This is what the team is looking like for the 5th and final season. Patrick Mahomes is at 98 X Factor. Shenault is actually developing nicely at running back. He's up to 87 with star dev. Kadarius Toney is up to a 92 with superstar. He's been developing nicely as well. The weakest point we have is right tackle. He's still a 78 though. And then we traded for George Kittle. He's a 96 with superstar. Hardman's a 86 with star dev. Defensively, we got Chris Jones back. We signed Sauce Gardner in free agency, so we actually have, I think, 4 really good cornerbacks right now. Our safeties both went up to star dev. Brooks has been holding his X factor at linebacker, and then Johnson is 79 at defensive tackle too. This guy's going to be playing right outside linebacker, but I don't really think that position even matters that much in this defense. So 5th season, Super Bowl or bust. Here at the midseason point, we're off to a pretty good start, leading the division with a 5-2 record. Chargers are 4-3, the Broncos are 2-4, and the Raiders are 2-5. Simulating to the end of the season to see what happens. End of the regular season, we finished 13-4, got the best record in the AFC, getting a 1st round bye once again. Let's check out the stats for the season. We had the 5th ranked offense, so best offensive production we had in a couple of years. 3rd on defense, so yeah, this team is really coming together now. Patrick Mahomes threw for 5,000 yards, 36 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 72% completion with a 117 passer rating. Shenault kind of regressed a little bit. He had 1,000 yards, 3.8 per carry. I'd like to see him get at least 4 yards per carry. 12 touchdowns is pretty good though. Receiving, George Kittle led the team with yards, 1,139, 14 touchdowns. Kadarius Toney had a pretty good season, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Brandon Boston had 900 yards, 7 touchdowns, and McCole Hardman had 900 yards with 4 touchdowns. Shenault had 48 catches for 400 yards, 2 touchdowns from the running back spot. Defensively, Nick Bolton led the team in tackles again with 118. Chris Jones had 15 TFLs, McDonald had 13, and Sweat had 11. We got a lot of sacks here finally. Montez Sweat, 13.5 sacks. McDonald had 11.5 sacks. Chris Jones had 11 sacks. Jordan Brooks had 7 sacks from the outside linebacker spot. And other defensive tackle, Coburn, had 7 sacks. Got a lot of freaking sacks. Brooks had 3 interceptions. Moreland had 3. Thompson had 1. Vasquez had 1. And Ricks had 1. And against the 11-6 Tennessee Titans in the divisional round of the playoffs, they beat the Bengals 37-34. On the other side, we got the Patriots against the Ravens. Playing in Kansas City, the Titans have Bryce Young at quarterback, and I think he led the league in passing. Tennessee's up 7-0 or they're up 14-0 in the second. Now they're up 21-0. What the heck? over here blowing us out, and then we kick a field goal. That's our answer. 21-6 in the third, 21-13 in the fourth, 24-13. Come on, we got to come back. Too late now. 24-21, we lost. Waited too long to try to score touchdowns, kicking freaking field goals. To double check who had the most passing yards, and it wasn't Bryce Young, it was CJ Stroud. They're both in the same draft class, so I got them mixed up. That was my bad. Buccaneers beat the Ravens in the Super Bowl 32-24 to win their third Super Bowl. Devin White won Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson won MVP of the regular season with the Ravens. Zach Taylor won Coach of the Year with the Bengals. Deebo Samuel won Offensive Player of the Year with the 49ers. Nick Bosa won Defensive Player of the Year with the Jets. This is what the final team is looking like. Kadarius Toney is up to a 95 overall with star dev. Technically a 93, playing up to a 95. 28 years old. Check out his stats real quick. His first season was the best one for sure, with 1,300 yards, 21 touchdowns. I thought after that he was going to go off every year. I don't know what happened in the first season to make him get all that production, but he never matched it again. Well, he did pretty good though. He had over 1,100 yards 3 years out of the 5, almost 1,000 yards in this season. But I think it was definitely worth it for them to trade. It was a 3rd round pick and a 6th round pick to get him a true #1 receiver in Madden anyways. And then the Chenault experiment that we did, where I took the receiver and moved him to running back. I think it actually turned out decent, to be honest. I didn't think that he was going to be averaging around 4 yards per carry, but he actually did pretty good receiving. He had over 40 catches all 3 years, pretty much similar to what he did as a receiver. So that's going to be it for the video. If you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Say something down in the comments. Any suggestions you might have, any thoughts, whatever. I appreciate everyone for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.